never seen such negative impact of a single move that has been more misinterpreted than ever before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, recently I tweeted about being on this secret confidential committee as part of Valhill Capital's new proposal in the eventuality of a government buyback. Now, Valhill Capital and Jimmy Valley released an earlier version of this proposal and put XRP's value at $50,000 per XRP, suggesting that every XRP, based on the value of the entire Earth at that point, would create a $50,000 XRP. And so what Jimmy Valley and the team at Valhill Capital have done this time is essentially made a second proposal, because the first one obviously wasn't successful. But the second proposal now accounts for a new world value, which when you think about over the last kind of couple of years and the printing of money, the value of the Earth, the amount of debt on Earth, all of that kind of stuff adds up and piles up and piles up. And this committee has been formed to create essentially a group of people who have their ears very close to the ground with how everyone's feeling in order to best inform this proposal to have its best chance at making an impact with the powers that be. And what most people don't realize is that this proposal is on the side of the XRP army. This is in the eventuality that XRP is deemed an ESDR, and the government actually force a buyback where they force you to sell your XRP for a certain value. Jimmy Valley and Valhill Capital and this confidential committee are basically in charge of informing the best possible outcome in that bad outcome situation. And I'm saying the bad outcome situation is that we do have to sell our XRP so it can be used as an ESDR. Now, obviously, this is the worst case scenario. We want to hold onto our assets, but in the eventuality that this does become a reality, Jimmy Valley, the Valhill Capital Group, and us in that confidential committee want to make sure that the XRP army, the XRP community, everyone here gets the absolute most realistic buyback price possible. So one of the big things I was getting on Twitter all over the place was, how come you said you're never going to sell? Now you're part of this buyback thing. And what I want to make sure is crystal clear on here, and I know even though I say it's crystal clear on here, I'll still get questions about it and people doubting what I'm saying here. My stance still is plan A1 is to stake the XRP or utilize it for an interest. I don't want to let go of a single XRP. That's still the case. And for me, honestly, being part of this group, there's some amazing people, some extremely smart people in this committee that I can't even believe I'm a part of it as well. They do, and I do, have the absolute best intentions for the XRP army when we're talking in this group about the proposal with Jimmy and Valhill Capital. We have to understand in the XRP army that anything can happen. The court case can do anything it wants to do, basically. Jeremy Hogan, who it's absolutely sad to see go off YouTube now, made his last video and his predictions about where he thinks the SEC court case is going to go. And I bet with all of you, you are hoping for a lower percentage chance that the SEC would win that court case. So acknowledging that, even just from the legal standpoint, it seems like anything can absolutely happen. And so when we look further ahead at maybe SDR status for XRP, we also have to make sure that we're planning, and I've said this over the last year and a half or so, always have a plan. So we are making a plan as part of this confidential committee, not a plan to commit to say that we're actually on team buyback. And I'll actually give my true thoughts and opinions right at the end of the video about this buyback thing. But also in the eventuality of a buyback, that we absolutely have the best deal. So this is by no means me joining this committee saying I'm now going for buyback, that's what I think is going to happen. That is not the case whatsoever. And I actually probably assume that that's the case for everyone else, though I can't speak for everyone else. This whole thing is for the XRP army. And so the initial reason why I wanted to join that committee was because I'm a content creator and I'm moving every day. It seems like I'm moving more towards being a full-time content creator. And so being a full-time content creator requires me to have my ear to the ground on everything that's happening, good and bad. So if I get the opportunity to be part of a committee to learn about the buyback proposal, how it's calculated, the actual conversations with the people who are writing that proposal, I'm gonna take that opportunity as mainly an opportunity to learn about a whole different side of things. I've been learning a lot more about ESDRs now. And in learning about all of this, if I declined the opportunity to be part of this, I wouldn't be able to provide any valuable information about this topic. Imagine trying to get information about this topic from someone who's not in the committee. You wouldn't be getting direct information. There are things I won't be able to say about this, but There's kind of a wide scope of creative control here that I have to talk about this proposal and bring awareness about the proposal in the eventuality that the worst case happens, where we do get our XRP taken from us. I'm not saying we will get our XRP taken from us. I'm saying it's a possibility. I don't care if it's 0.5%, 1%, or a 1/100%. We need to know how it works in that eventuality. And I have to take responsibility of that as someone who now has an audience who watches my videos and relies on my information being accurate and from source. So I don't know what more people could want than me actually getting this information about this area, about this buyback proposal, literally from the source. Myself and everyone in the committee gets emails from Jimmy himself, Val Hill Capital themselves, every time they edit the proposal based on things that we've shared, what we know about the technology and about the XRP army, and of any other valuable calculations that we can offer to form a more well-rounded proposal in the end. Now, the aim of this proposal, yes, is to get a buyback price that if we are to sell our XRP in that eventuality, this is where we believe that XRP price is. Now, I do know that, but I'm actually not allowed to share just yet. And obviously, there's actually more calculations to go into it, so it's not a final number anyway. But I think, really, honestly, I think the main intention of this document is to show the powers that be, those who we are submitting that proposal to shock them into action, to let them know that we, the XRP army, understand what we hold and the value of what we hold. We're not just here investing here and there, we're investing with actual knowledge, and that goes with everyone in this community and across all of the different influencers communities too. I believe the XRP army is the most educated community of people in the cryptocurrency space. And they need to understand that we're not making these decisions and these calculations based on nothing, right? We're actually doing the research. So rather than us trying to divide each other and polarize each other within the XRP army, why don't we come together and understand that anything can happen and we should plan for all eventualities? It's not productive or effective to be polarizing each other. Whether somebody believes that the way the stars and the moon move and that impacts buying or selling of XRP or the XRP price or decisions that people make, or whether somebody uses TA to do that. It should make no difference. We're all part of that same community. There's no point in dividing it up and making battles between us both. And especially making comments on things about people that you've been watching, aka me, making comments to me or making comments to any other influencer who has announced that they're part of that committee. When you don't know the full information, you don't know why our intentions for joining the committee. Like I said for mine was to keep my ear to the ground to understand what's going on and also to help make sure that everyone in the XRP army gets the best deal possible in that worst case scenario. You don't know the intentions of these influencers that are getting involved with this. And I think it's more likely than not that they're doing it for the betterment of the community, not to switch sides or join the dark side or anything like that. We want our ears to the ground so we have as much information to be able to share with you from source. That is extremely valuable. So let's get into my actual opinion about this whole buyback thing. I want to make it absolutely clear that my honest opinion is that I do not believe a buyback makes sense. And here's why. I think the government and whoever's in charge fully understands that as soon as this price of XRP goes up to new all-time high, previous all-time high, $10, they already know all that XRP, the vast majority of XRP, I'd say above 90% of the XRP will be sold back into the market and scooped back up by whoever needs to scoop it back up. Essentially buying a $10 XRP rather than, and going by the previous proposal, $50,000 XRP. Which one sounds like a better deal? Well, I'll just wait for humans to act naturally to the price going up and sell and buy it for $10, $9, $8, $7, $6 at that point. To me, it makes no sense to actually take people up on a buyback proposal because there's no way they're going to spend $50,000 when they could get something for $8. Humans are far too predictable to let that happen. Do you have any idea how many sell orders are set at previous all-time high? I think we'll be surprised, to be honest. The vast majority of people will leave this market, will sell their XRP when we get to previous all-time high, especially if we get to previous all-time high without court clarity at the same time. They know that that XRP is coming back into the market as soon as the price goes up a little bit. But those who have actually done the research, understand what we hold, those are the ones who are going to hold on. At least they might hold on to $30, $40, $100, $1,000. Obviously, it's going to get less and less as we go up. But I want to make it absolutely clear, I do not believe a buyback makes any sense. What makes more sense to me, the most sense, and is what I am doing, is holding on to my XRP to use it, to collateralize it, to get lump sums of cash and borrow against it, but also use it to give custody of it to earn an interest, whether that's through Flare networks or through a bank and their custodianship services and however they generate that yield. That's plan A. So I hope now there's actually no question about where I stand on all of this and my intentions for being part of this buyback committee, which I'm extremely thankful to be part of. And in any way that I can help form that proposal or play my role in that committee, I will absolutely do it, because it's for the betterment of everyone who holds XRP in a worst case scenario. And I've said that too many times now. So I want to wrap this up by saying we're waiting for the court case. Jeremy Hogan says we could see the court case resolution anytime from now all the way until the end of March 2023. So keep an eye out. I would say keep accumulating wherever you can. There are links to accumulate your XRP down in the description. Always have a plan for every eventuality that will help you stay emotionless. And I'll see you in the next one.